Hi guys, welcome back to Brinker Family Farm. My name is Jolie. Today I am finally getting some of my fall seeds in the ground. Thankfully the high tunnel has plastic on it, so hopefully we'll be able to get what I'm planting in there before too long. We still have to close up the ends, and then hopefully all my stuff that I'm planting this weekend will be able to get enough heat and germinate. We are only going to be in the 50s today. We're in Northeast Ohio. But I did see some days where we will be able to get back up into the 60s and almost 70. So that'll be just perfect to get these going. Here in Northeast Ohio where I am, our first frost date typically is around the 15th. So I know it's coming, just I don't see it just yet in our forecast. The leaves of this carrot for here are missing, and it's because there was a swallowtail caterpillar eating on them. And I don't see it, so it's either moved on to somewhere else and it's hiding, or the blue jays have been over here. I wonder if they found it. This is some celery that I cut, and it's coming back looking really nice. And this is strawberry mint that I need to get in the house. It's blooming, but I'll just take them off and it'll be okay. And this is our chocolate mint section, which is looking really good. I'll be able to have some nice teas out of them. And then right here and here are two different thymes that I got. One's just a typical thyme, and another one's lemon. It smells really good. As you seen a few minutes ago, I was just going through my seeds. It's something I need to really focus on this winter, is going through them, and I need to return some to my mom. We don't eat a lot of radishes, and I have like a lot of radishes seed packets. And so I might as well give them back to her and then do an inventory to see what I want for next year. But those are fun things that I like to do when we are completely locked in the house. There's still a lot to be done right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plant my lettuces first. I did grab a package of beets and carrots. Really, they're not gonna, it's way too late. They're probably not gonna do anything. However, if I plant them now, they might overwinter, and I might be able to get some first thing in the spring. So I'm gonna devote a little bit of space to that. I went ahead and cleaned out, I had a square box I planted cucumbers in. We did get a few this end of summer, but the plants are done. It's too cold for them to do anything else. So I pulled out those, and that's going to be the box that I put the beets and carrots in. And I have two long rectangular ones that Bo had brought home from work. While I'm putting my seeds, I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite sayings that came to me this spring. This spring I made a video planting carrots. I'll put the link down there in case anyone is wanting something to research and learn about over the winter. I went ahead and pulled them out. I'm going to get a picture when I'm done over here and show you. We had some very large ones. Now the carrots that did the best were the ones I got in earlier, end of May. The ones that I planted later on, it was just too hot for them, and so they're up, but they're only up like this much. I'm going to leave them over winter, and in the spring, early summer, I should be able to have a nice little picking from them. I was just reading about marigolds and tea, and so I've been picking some out in the garden. I wanted to leave this up here so I have a little bit of color. Over here in this area is kind of where I put the beets, and over through here is where I threw carrot seeds, just kind of threw them in. And then I had this cabbage. I started in the spring. The bugs had ate it so very badly, I didn't think I was going to get anything out of it. And when I was going through my bucket to add in the cucumber vines, I found it, and this is all like fresh growth. Now you can see something's still been eating on it, but I went ahead and threw it in here. I'm going to water everything real gently and nicely, and we'll see if we get something out of it. I'm ready to plant these beds. I'm just planting a Swiss chard because I really like it, and it's colorful and it's really pretty. Paris Island lettuce, it's more of a head, and then this is multiple different varieties in this package, and we'll see what we get. I'm just going to use this. The dogs broke it off of a basket I was using. I'm just going to make a line across, and these are tiny seeds, so they're not going to need to be in real deep, and they're not going to need a whole lot covering them. Now if I didn't have the hoop house, which I just got it, so this is my first growing season in it, you could plant these kinds of things and put them in a bucket, or I have a green stalk that I've planted things in. And then when the weather is going to be really cold or like throughout the winter when there's snow, or even before snow, frost, you just bring them in your house or you put them in your garage. They'll overwinter really nice, and then comes early spring, you'll have them starting off and growing beautifully. Then you'll have a whole bunch of salad greens first thing in spring that you've already planted and taken the time to do at the end of summer and into fall. Another thing you could do is you could put a cover over this. Like I've seen where people get like something rounded and put it in and put a little bit of plastic over it, and it makes it like a tiny greenhouse, and that works just as nicely. This one says it's Swiss Chard's ready to harvest in 30 to 60 days. Because of the days being shorter and it being cooler, it would probably, right now it would be one of those closer to 60 days before you'd be able to harvest, and they'd be big enough to harvest. If it was springtime and I was planting these, you'd probably be able to harvest in 30 days. So back to, I was telling you there's a saying I had. This spring I was recovering from having our baby, our sixth baby, and I was really struggling, and I just could not wait to be outside into gardening season and just getting my hands in the dirt and just being able to feel the warmth of the sun on my face. Oh my god, it did me so much good to be out here. Being out in nature, just being outside, period, is great for my heart. And so a saying that came up, which don't mind the guys, they are trying to chop a tree that fell down. So that's what you're hearing in the background. And so one of the things that came to my mind was grow something beautiful. I needed for my soul to grow something beautiful. And as the growing season has gone on and we're getting to this time of year where you're not growing as much, still growing a little bit, I thought I needed to shift my thinking on that phrase. I still think growing something beautiful is feasible. Alright guys, so I'm back. It is day 2 of trying to plant these. That's kind of how things go with littles. Marshall turned 6 months old today, and so some days he'll sit and he will play for a really long time, and some days he has nothing to do with that. He just wants to be out, and that's kind of what yesterday afternoon led to, plus I had things to do in the evening. So we are back out here trying to finish this, and me trying to explain my grow something beautiful phrase. I'm going to plant next. I'm planting this in the next box. I went ahead and filled the first box full of Swiss Chard. I really like it, and it grows really nicely. So I'm going to leave this tomato plant in here just for a little bit longer. We do have a frost advisory. I just was talking about it. It's tonight and then over this coming weekend. If the frost gets to it, I'll just cut it at the base and it'll be fine for my plants. This spring I was really needing to be outside. It just was good for my soul to be out there in the garden and doing those kinds of things. As the seasons have been changing, I've been thinking more about it, and so my grow something beautiful has turned into not just a gardening thing, but gardening, growing healthy and good animals like the turkeys and the chickens and the cows. They're all things that are growing well, and they're going to feed our family well. And another thing is skills. I think we are never too old to grow in our skills, and so this year I've learned how to make our own bread, and I haven't had to buy bread. And next is going to be just working on making sure I have enough like buns. We eat a lot of hamburgers. We like hamburgers, and so I still buy those. So I want to work on fine-tuning the buns, and I've actually been able to make a pie. I sat with my grandma Vi, and I had her teach me how to make pies, and I could still just not quite get it. It just was not working out. Well, I finally have gotten it. So that's just another skill that I can add to my back pocket that I now know how to do, and I can teach the kids how to do these things. There was a fourth thing that I had thought of when I was working on this is community. I think that we all need to spend time growing our community, and that's something I want to work on a little bit more. I've been so deep into raising babies and just trying to go through day to day. It's like every 2 years we were having a newborn. So, and actually the boys are not even 2 years apart. They're a little bit less. So that's really been my focus for the last, Eliza's 9, so we were married 10 years. That's been what I've been doing, is raising babies. And I'm ready to start building out some community. So that's something that I personally want to be working on more in the next coming year as well. I am not by any means like a perfectionist when it comes to throwing seeds in the ground, so watch this. Seed packet. Shake, shake. Try to be gentle with it. Done. Put a little dirt over it and call it good. That's just my little grow something beautiful. I love that phrase. I think it can mean so many things. Gardening, animals, skills, community. I think we all have the ability to grow in some way, and I want to know how you're growing. Share with me, tag me in Instagram, add in a comment to this video. Share, I want to root you on. Let's grow something beautiful together. I'm going to throw in a little bit about my merch. I opened up an online store and I have t-shirts that say grow something beautiful, and I have tea towels that say the same thing, that same phrase. I think if we have that in our front of our mind, then there is so many opportunities that we can share and grow into wonderful people and wonderful communities. And I want to see what everybody's doing. I want to encourage you to grow something and grow it beautifully. It doesn't have to be this massiveness behind me. I really don't think everybody's meant to do that. I think that can be quite overwhelming, because it's overwhelming to me some days. Do these. Sprinkle some seeds into a box, water it, give it some sunlight, and grow something beautiful. I hope to hear from you. I hope to see what you're growing, and next time I have something to share with you. We have some new animals on the farm, so I'm excited to share about that vision that we have as well. Alright guys, well, until next time, bye now.